And I brought with me today Gary McKinstry. I've known him for over 20 years. He is a psychic medium, and he is awesome. And I mean that truly. That's why I brought him here for you, and we're going to get right into it. Gary, why don't you come? The show is called Connections.
Hi. Yes, it's Connections, an event with a medium. My wife, Virginia, and I pretty much travel throughout New England. We've been everywhere, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island, just about everywhere you can imagine. Everything from colleges to homes to places like this. In case you're wondering how this works, it's rather simple. I'll give you an idea. About 2 months ago, I do a lot of radio, so this is different for me. TV is a different medium. But I was on a radio station up in Springfield, and a lady called up, and I think she was having fun with me. She said, "My mom's car has been in the driveway for 2.5 years since she passed." She said, "We want to donate it to, you know those places that take the cars, givemeyourcar.com or whatever it is?" And she said, "We can't find the title." She said, "Can you ask Mom where the title is? Because they won't take it without the title, and it's really starting to look bad in the front yard." So offhandedly, I put it out there, and I shot back to her. I said, "It's in the tan metal box with the broken lock." And the lady said to me, "That's lovely. Where do I find the tan metal box with the broken lock?" And I said, "Mom said it'll be right under your feet." Now this sounds kind of like a quip, that's a really easy answer to get rid of somebody. So she ran over to her sister's house to say that she got through to the psychic guy. And she got there, and her sister was in the closet taking stuff down to go to the beach, standing on the tan metal box with the broken lock. So she said, "Where did the box come from?" She said, "You remember when Mom passed?" She said, "I took the box home thinking there might be something in it, put it in my closet, and forgot about it." So, of course, they opened the box. Lo and behold, there's the title. So for me, it was really nice because now she called the radio station back, and I had 50,000 listeners up there, so they all got to hear, "You're awesome, you found the title." Well, I didn't find the title, Mom did. So this is, by the way, tonight, if you're looking for a title, if you want to know where Uncle Harry stashed the money, if you're looking to find that lost set of car keys, I'll try, okay? But that's not quite why we're here. And sometimes the messages that we receive, you even receive from people that you might not want to get them from. A short time ago, I had a lady that came to our house, and her ex-husband came through. And her response was, "What does he want?" I said, it's kind of funny, and the message is just as warm coming back at you, but he has to deliver it. I have to tell you that before he passed, he didn't have time to take your name off his 401k. She really liked me that day. So you get a lot of different, by the way, it's not all about cash flow. It's not all about things like that. A lot of times people come through, sometimes because it's unfinished. We don't get a chance to say goodbye right. Sometimes even when we do, we just want to take that moment to say hello. If you had a second to come through and let someone know, "Hey, I'm okay. Thanks for what you've done." Messages don't have to be super deep to make sense. I've delivered just about everything, right down to bad fruitcake recipes. That's kind of how it works. And in case you're wondering, when I say what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing a vague shape out in space somewhere that's all fuzzy. I'm actually seeing what looks like people. It's a vignette. Basically, it's almost like a video clip for me. And what it is, basically, I'm picking up somebody's memory, I'm picking up somebody's consciousness. If you want to say they're in another dimensional form, we're here, which is a good solid dimension. They've taken with them their energy, and they've basically built their own little reality. So if you're comfortable, let's say, in your kitchen, you want to be in your kitchen, that's where you are. If you're the beach person, you can be at the beach. It's what makes you happy, not what makes me happy or anybody else in the audience. So if someone's coming through, they're where they want to be. And when I'm seeing this, I'm not just seeing them standing there like this. If you're the guy who loved your recliner, guess what? That's where you are, okay? So, and by the way, when they speak, it's not audible. You're not going to hear it tonight out in the ether here. But what's going to happen is I get the message is almost, I don't know if you want to call it telepathic, but it's like knowing what somebody's saying. It's that eureka moment where you're like, oh, I've got it. I understand what you're trying to get across. The hardest part for me, I wish I had some way to get a little wire and attach it to you guys so you could see what I'm seeing. It would make my job a lot easier. When I first began, I used to worry almost too much about the validation. And my dear wife said to me, you know, honey, you spent 15 minutes telling the people what they wore, that they had bunions and this and that, and you spent about a minute and a half on the message. I've kind of had it backwards. Don't get me wrong, I want to validate. So if Uncle Harold is coming through, I'll let you know it's Uncle Harold. I'll let you know he needs a pedicure. I'm only kidding, okay? She's looking at me like, I don't have an Uncle Harold. And that's great. I'm glad you don't, because he needs a pedicure. But the deal of it is, what we're getting tonight, hopefully, is a representation of people that you've loved, you've cared about, people that also cared about you, okay? And that's our basic premise tonight. By the way, am I ever wrong? If I cannot connect with something, I will tell you. There's no angels dancing around your head. I'm not going to tell you have 23 spirits that I don't know. It's got to be verifiable. Even in our private sessions, people come, and every now and then you hit the one person or something you can't connect to. And I would much rather tell people I'm not connecting, take the money, go out to dinner, do something fun. And in this business, the only thing you have is your reputation. And I'm not going to sit there and deliver schlock. When it comes, it's a wonderful thing. Sometimes I do deliver things that people don't understand right away. I had a young lady today, and she said, you came to my family's home. And she said, we got almost all of it, and then you delivered a couple things that we didn't understand until we went home and talked to the rest of the family. And she said, then they're looking at me like, why didn't you recognize that? So sometimes when I deliver, it's a little time delayed. You might go like, okay, I get it, but I don't quite get it. Okay? Is that fair? By the way, during this, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is user-friendly, okay? I don't bite, I'm not mean, and I'll be glad to answer or ask anything. So let's say, poor Uncle Harry, okay?
Pedicure.
Pardon me?
Needs pedicure.
Yeah, I know he needs the pedicure. I like her already, she's good. If we do connect, and there's something that you need to know from someone, ask me. I'll see if we can transfer the message and see if we can get a direct line, okay? And if I can, I'll be more than happy to deliver it. And by the way, if it's where the money is and you do find it, I'd like at least an Applebee's gift card, okay? Or any other, Olive Garden would be nice too. We're almost ready. By the way, how would I know? It takes me a minute to get comfortable with you. I know you're all sitting there going like, what's he gonna say? It takes me that extra second, so I feel like, okay, now we're all friends. And as soon as I do that, then boom, I can go connect to the people that we need to. And I am going to start right here. Yeah, the nice lady. Why are you the nice lady? You got a nice smile. I like the friendly look on you. It's nice. By the way, it's masculine energy I'm picking up. This is male. And I'm standing kind of like this. Kind of got the hands on the hips routine. Mm-hmm. A little bit of John Wayne in him. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but there's good, bad, right, wrong.
Yeah.
Black and white. And I don't mean that as racial. I mean, this is the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. And I need to thank you for taking care of me.
It's my husband.
Yeah, I know. And it feels kind of like you took care of me. By the way, I'm sorry if I got a little grumpy.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it.
Yep.
I just didn't. I wasn't me at that point, okay? Because it feels kind of like it wasn't me.
Understandable.
Yeah. And by the way, the nice part is you never left. This is kind of like you wrote everything out. You were there. You did what you were supposed to. And you do make good decisions,
I think I have.
Yeah, he's telling you, sometimes you're doubting yourself a little bit, but you're making good decisions. According to him, probably better than he would have. So just to let you know. By the way, he knew who actually ran the house, you know.
That's true.
He might have taken credit on occasion, but he knew who was doing what.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. I like that part. He's there with the little short lady. She's old. She's probably about 5'5'1". She looks like she's been there for quite a while. I don't know if this is his mother. Whoever it is doesn't look overly pleasant. No offense to her.
Well, that could be her.
And she's standing there kind of looking at me like this. You know, like almost like, okay, who are you? What do you want?
Yeah.
I think she's guarding her kitchen. You know, I feel like I'm queen of the kitchen and I'm not going to let you in yet.
Yeah.
She actually did like you, you know.
Yeah.
She actually did.
Uh-huh.
Look, she wasn't going to approve of anybody, all right?
That is true.
But out of them all, you were all right.
Good. That's glad to know.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Evidently,
'Cause
you
she was
can-
a tough woman.
yeah, she's still a tough woman.
Yeah.
Just because she's on that side, she doesn't have wings, you know.
Right.
So this isn't like, oh boy, look at me now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. That could be my husband's mother.
It's definitely.
Jonna.
You know what a house dress is?
That's what she always wore.
She's in a house dress.
Always.
It's kind of, it used to be brown, but now it's kind of like faded.
She used to wear a painter's palette with a hole in it and put her glasses in it on her house
Yes.
coats all the time.
By the way, she has kind of funky shoes. They're plain looking, all right? I can see her little legs underneath.
Yeah. I don't remember the shoes much, but the definite house dress.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
Absolutely.
and the hair is kind of like a little crooked. I'll explain. It's almost like her hair got done, but it shifted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like
Like
not
yeah.
quite where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think she cares.
Probably would not.
No.
Yep.
She's talking about somebody younger that passed because she said there's another one there with them. This is connected to that side of the family, but it's younger, okay?
Yeah.
Because she said it's a shame that they passed. They shouldn't have passed when they did
Be my son.
because this is connected also. They weren't supposed to go when they did. This is it felt tragic, okay? Because they could literally feel like the energy wasn't right. He had things to
Absolutely.
do in life. He wasn't supposed to go when he did.
Yep.
Okay?
It's
By
my
the way,
son.
he's good.
Huh?
He's good.
Good.
His energy feels very strong, very vibrant. Husband's more chill. He's kind of
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm relaxed,
Yeah.
you know, kind of like I love this. I've got grandma like this. I'm waiting for the finger to come out. I've got energy from the son who feels vibrant, like
Yeah.
I'm all there. And then I got dad or husband who's kind of chill. He's kind of like, yep, this is good, you know.
Yep.
I think he sort of has a life is good philosophy at the moment.
He did toward the end of his illness. He was
Yeah.
a totally different man.
I got to ask you a weird question. Why would he have been so worried about the lawn?
I don't know.
He's wondering, like, did somebody cut the lawn?
Oh yes, we cut. Well, I hired someone to cut the
Oh,
lawn.
okay, good. Because he's worried if the lawn got cut.
Oh yeah.
Look, he's on the other side. Why is he worried about the lawn? Who knows, okay? It's just sometimes we have things that stick in our brain, like who's going to do what.
Yep.
It's just one of those weird little things with him. By the way, there's nothing you could have done to prevent the son's passing.
I know.
So understand, this is not something that could have been stopped. This is not something that could have been changed. There are times when we can stop this, we can change this, we can,
There was no changing it.
no.
It was very recent.
It kind of is. No offense, if you don't mind, can I go just a little further? Because it feels like he didn't have to pass, but he did. You know what I mean? This is kind of like things got messed up somehow.
I know.
And-
that's a question I want to ask. Did he commit suicide?
No. Can I explain this part in a minute? Let me get you gain your composure for a second. This is one of those strange things where it feels self-inflicted, but it's not suicide, if you understand that.
Yep.
This is kind of like it happened, but I didn't mean to do it. So if you ask me, is there suicide? No, the intention's not there, but I can literally feel like I did it to myself. So
Yeah.
even though he didn't want to pass,
Right.
things were really messed up.
Yep.
No offense, he had a dark time, but he didn't want to go. But the whole deal here is, it feels very much like he wanted to see tomorrow. He
Yeah.
wanted to see the next day. This wasn't like I've reached the end of my time. And he'd be so sorry for you. It's almost like one tragedy, another, but you had like 3 tragedies, not 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've got the third, this feels like a third tragedy. Because it
It
feels
was.
like 1, 2, 3. There's even a friend. Because I feel like I've got a friend connected also beyond the family.
I lost one of those too.
Yeah, there's a cancer lady there.
Cancer lady.
Yeah, because there's a
Oh,
lady telling me she had cancer.
I have a cousin.
Yeah, you were nice to her.
She was nice to me. She was a wonderful woman.
Yeah, she's really sweet.
Yep.
Because it's kind of like, wow, you got a crowd. Everybody likes you. I love this.
We've had a lot of
Of course.
craziness.
Understand there's a quiet time coming,
I hope so.
and part of you is almost, it's kind of like post-traumatic stress. You're going to be waiting, okay? Like, what's going to happen? This is a time period where whatever normal is, try to get back to feeling a little normal again. Try to come back to having some routine for yourself if you can. I know this is easy for me to say, but right now, I don't believe anything is coming, okay? They'd try to tip me off if there was,
Yeah.
and it seems like we're hitting a nice quiet spot. Maybe take time for that second cup of tea. Maybe take time to read the paper finally.
Yeah.
Maybe now the brain can become unfoggy.
Yep.
You've done everything you're supposed to do, and you've done a lot of things you shouldn't have had to do,
Right.
okay? But now is the time period for you coming back to you,
Right.
okay?
I'm raising my son's grandson since 3 years old. He's 13 now.
By the way, who is Robert?
Robert.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a weird uncle I had that passed in there too. And I had hardly any connection with that
We just
guy.
came through to say hi.
Oh, well. Hey.
It's kind of like everybody's here. I stopped and went, hello, okay? Kind of just kept walking through the room.
That's my aunt's husband.
And there's a Mary, too, M-A-R-Y.
M-A-R-Y.
Yes. Mary's been gone for a long time.
Mary. I got
It feels almost
my
like,
grandmother, Mary Quinn.
yeah, because she's been gone for a while.
Yes, a long time.
And who has the obelisk?
No.
Okay, I'm in a cemetery with somebody right now, and they're showing me like a family stone. Most people have the nice little normal stones. Somebody has what looks like it's tall.
That's on the Wood family. They have a very big family
it's
plot
like,
stone.
Yeah, you got all the little stones around and
Yeah,
the big
yeah,
thing in the
yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
They're kind of showing off. Okay, like, look at this. Okay?
Yeah. We just buried my son up there Memorial Day weekend
That must
behind
be-
my husband. His
This
father.
must be why I'm seeing it, because they're showing me the big thing in
Yeah,
the middle.
yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, we got pull here. Kind of like we got a good view from where we are.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah.
They don't leave, you know. They're
I
not
know they
stuck. People think like when I say that maybe they're stuck here. They're not stuck,
No.
but they don't leave. As long as we remember them, their energy stays with us.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the nice part, okay? Your son would be thrilled that you're taking care of the child,
Thank you.
because he would have worried otherwise. No offense, the mother has issues, okay? She can't do it.
No,
All
she
right.
couldn't.
Even when he was alive, she had issues. This is not something new.
Right.
And literally, for the child's welfare, this is the best place. And the son knows it, okay?
Yep.
So I know you're in for a long road, but there's also a lot of joy that'll go with it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, he's a sweet kid.
yeah,
Very sweet.
he's a happy kid.
Yeah.
okay? And
Yeah.
that's the good part.
Yeah.
All right?
Absolutely.
I got to move on a bit.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So glad.
And no, forget Harry, the uncle here. We're not going there. It's interesting. She actually has an uncle that's passed, you know. It's not Harry, but I literally got male energy from the family coming through around you. And it kind of like, he's not the funny uncle, so he's not like the weird one, but I'm picking up, I have older female, older male, and a second male. It feels almost like I got a family unit all together, okay?
You do.
And it's coming through as if to say, hey, we're here. I feel like I'm in the kitchen. Like
Okay.
everybody's, they could be in the living room, they could be anywhere they wanted, but they're kind of hanging out in the kitchen right now. That one of them is leaning against the counter, and then I got two sitting down. The lady and the guy are sitting down, okay? And
Okay.
it almost feels like we're having a little family conversation right now. And it's nice. I like that.
Makes,
Pardon me?
I said I think it makes sense.
Yeah. The lady needs a new floor, by the way. She's complaining about the floor in the kitchen. There's kind of like a spot where it looks like it's worn a little bit.
Oh,
This is going back a ways, all right?
this is. I think it's my Grammy Burt.
Yeah. She needs a linoleum. You may be too young to remember what a linoleum is, but she
No,
needs a
remember.
new linoleum, okay? Because she's complaining about it a little bit. She's actually in a dress, you know.
Yes, she would always be in a dress.
It's about this long. I can see the leg just a little bit underneath. It looks cotton. It
Okay.
doesn't look like it came from Macy's, okay? It's not quite that fashionable. So just letting you know.
She kind of had fashion towards the end.
Yeah,
Her
not
sisters
at the
dressed
moment.
her.
She's hanging in the house, okay?
Okay. No, she didn't have fashion in the house.
No, this is pretty plain at the moment, okay?
Okay.
Why would she have all the magazines?
About the magazine.
She has a stack of magazines there.
Not sure. That
Me
one.
either. I just know I'm in the house. Now I'm in the living room, and by the chair, you get the chair, the couch, the whole bit, and there's a stack of magazines, almost like she wants to look at something or go someplace. And how are you connected, to New York?
To New York.
Yeah.
And we, not too much. We used to have a little vacation place up there a long time ago, but not too much connected to New York.
Yeah, somebody
are there?
remembers New York.
I mean, what, of these three? You mean,
Yeah.
of the men?
Somebody on that side is talking to me about being in New York.
Maybe my father-in-law might have talked about being in New York. We had a little cabin in New
It's
York.
got to be, yeah, we're more like Lake George. We're not in the city, okay? You know what I mean? I'm in upstate,
Yep, upstate New York. We had a
because it
little
looks like
place.
the Adirondacks to me.
Yeah, kind of, but not quite.
Yeah, well, semi.
Close enough, yeah.
Hudson Valley, somewhere up
Yeah.
there.
Yes, we had a place in Salem, New York. He did, with him.
He actually liked you a lot.
Oh, that's good. I liked him too.
Yeah, I feel like, when you go to Thanksgiving, sometimes you get invited and there's the relative and you go like, do I have to go? And then there's the relative that invites you and you go like, wow, this ought to be good. You're one of those, this ought to be good relatives.
Oh, good.
Okay? I like this. Somebody had upper respiratory issue.
He did.
Yeah, because it feels like I got tightness in
Yep,
the lungs.
my father-in-law.
Like I can only walk so far, and then I got to take a break, and I can only do this.
Exactly.
It's one of those like I want to go,
Uh-huh.
but I got to stop.
Yes.
And then I'm frustrated.
Exactly.
God darn it.
Yes, very mad.
I think I can say that on. Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Because it's almost like irritated about it,
Yes, very much so.
almost to the point of comical. You know what I mean? If it wasn't so sad, it'd be kind of funny because it's like he's cursing himself out.
Yes,
Nobody else, he's cursing himself out.
exactly.
I love that part. He knew he was in trouble when they took his keys. There came a point where he wasn't physically well enough to drive.
Yeah, he kind of gave it up a little.
Yeah, but that really bothered him
Oh, I'm sure.
because it was kind of like that was his last bastion of manhood. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
long as I got my keys, I'm okay. And then the keys went. And then all he wanted to do was like go to the dump, put the cans in the trunk. But I couldn't do that anymore. I like him. Sorry we're sticking with him for a minute, but
Yeah,
he's
likable.
he's simplistically nice.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fancy, I'm not this, I'm not that. You're old enough to remember Dragnet, right?
Yep.
Remember Henry Morgan? Okay, you had Frank Cannon, who was the dark-haired, just a facts, ma'am. And then you had his partner, who always seemed kind of lovable. That's what your father-in-law reminds me of. You know what I mean? Like I could hang with him for the afternoon.
Yes,
You know,
anybody could.
Yeah, sit there and watch a Hoot Gibson movie or whatever.
He didn't watch TV, but you could hang with him.
Yeah, you get the point. We hang out together. I can enjoy that. And why would he have, who has his knife?
Maybe his fillet knife for fish. I mean,
Yeah.
we have his.
Because he's talking about somebody having his knife. That was a special knife, you know. He bought that.
Yeah, his
It's
fillet
kinda like-
fish.
It's very hard to find a good knife that keeps an edge, okay? He didn't just go out and buy that. He looked for that for a while, you know.
I'm sure he did.
He's hoping that you guys still use it, okay? Like it's not just sitting there. There's somebody a little upset, not him, but I've got another male figure coming through. He's also older, but he's upset about the disposition of his property. Somebody didn't follow the rules. This is not about you. You're lovely, you're fine. But it's kind of like he had it in his mind that this is where everything is going, and the property didn't go to where it was supposed to, according to him.
Yeah, it could be his brother. I mean, his brother just died recently too, but I
Yeah.
don't know what happened with his property.
It feels like the house didn't go to the right person or the right place. He should have had an ironclad will, but unfortunately, I don't believe it was so good. Okay, it's either that or somehow or
Not
other it
quite.
get eaten up by something.
I don't know.
And I don't
mean,
mean
he has a
termites.
wife, so
Yeah.
I think everything goes to the survivor.
Usually, yeah, but there's a problem. So I don't know what it
Yeah, I
is,
don't
but he's
know.
irritated. And by the way, he's not mad at you guys, okay? He
Uh-huh.
has nothing to do with you. We're just chatting at the moment. Somebody's got a long face.
Meaning the shape of their face,
Yeah.
or they're sad?
No, like the high cheekbones, long face, thin.
My father did, but it's
Is his hair, oh, he had more than this, but,
no.
Really?
My father-in-law had a lot of hair.
okay. Because somebody had the long face, but they had like, I could see the scalp, but I could see hair.
Yeah, I mean, as younger, I mean, he was pretty bald on top towards the end, but
And where does Rose come in? Rose? Yeah. So one of you guys has Rose.
Rose.
Because I got the lady that came in and said she's Rose.
My husband had an old Aunt Rose, but I never really knew her.
Doesn't matter.
Ah,
They're all piling in.
okay.
Did you ever see the clown cars on TV? You know, you get like the little tiny car, and there's like 82 clowns in it. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Like they're all piling out right now. You must be popular. It's kind of like they're all here. My white blood cell count was way off. It feels kind of like my immune system isn't working right. T cell count's off too. This is male energy. This is not father-in-law. I've got somebody else who's describing the beginnings of either like leukemia or cancer.
So his brother died after heart surgery kind of crashed, so I don't really know what went wrong, but it could have been anything.
White blood cell count was way up, which basically means you're open to infection.
Yeah.
T cell count was off, which means the hemoglobin aren't cohesive. By the way, I'm not a doctor. I watch a lot of doctors on TV. But literally, it feels like at some point his body would not hold together anymore.
That's kind of what happened to him.
Yeah, he fell apart. I mean, not literally, but,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like it was a sad state of events for someone who basically worked really hard.
Yes,
You
it
know?
was. He wasn't supposed to
No,
die like that.
he never really had a chance to enjoy what he thought.
No.
I feel like I
probably
worked, I took care of everything. And you know when you get that time where it's not about doing anything big, it's not about going to the Bahamas or Hawaii. Sometimes it's just about that time to go, ah.
not. Yeah.
And just about that point is when he passed. Because it feels like I was
Probably,
supposed
yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, because it feels like I was supposed to get that time to really relax and feel like this is my time. And then it ended, which is really sad. He actually does miss his wife. By the way, did you notice how I put that? When he was here, it wouldn't seem like he would, okay? But he actually does miss her.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, they'll actually end up together at some point,
Good.
in case you're wondering. She's not going to leave him alone, he said. Okay? I feel like I got one of those, like, really, not love-hate, because hate's the wrong word, but love-irritation kind of feelings, you know? It's kind of like, I love you, darling, I love you tons. Sometimes you irritate the heck out of me. But it's okay.
Good.
And now they feels kind of like he would miss her. She actually took pretty good care of him,
Oh, she did.
you know? So it wasn't like he was, the man wasn't hurting for attention.
Okay.
Okay, she always made him look good. Only he kind of never admitted it. You're like, yeah, I look good. I was like, no, you didn't. You would look like a bum. She took care of things. His pants wouldn't have had a crease in them. His socks wouldn't have been matched. But he's not going to admit that, okay? He is a man. Oh, yes, I do match my own socks. Okay? So even though I'm a man, I can do that. And there's a lady that didn't want to be here anymore.
That didn't want to be on Earth anymore?
Yeah. She was tired. She wanted to let
Oh,
go.
well, it could have been the same lady that you saw in the dress.
She was just tired.
Was it the same lady?
Yeah.
Can it be the same lady?
She was just tired.
She was ready.
You know, sometimes we think, a lot of times people will struggle even when they should go. This feels kind of like I've resigned to it. Like, just let me go. I'm really tired.
Yes.
Don't bring me back. Don't put me on a machine. Just let me slide into that other place. And I can understand that, you know. According to her, she had a pretty full life.
Yeah, she did. She was old.
Yeah. Now it's time to be on the other side. By the way, on the other side, the only reason people come through old is for us.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever wonder? Okay, you passed. Now you got eternity and you're 89 years old and you can't get out of the chair. Like, what fun is that? Okay?
It's true.
But let's say Graham is hot at 30, okay? If Graham comes through at 30 going like, nice legs, you're going to go, who the heck
Who
is
is
this?
that? Yeah, yeah.
Okay? If she comes through in her little house dress with the little thing and this and that, you're going to go, oh, that's her, okay? So they're doing this for our benefit. Then as soon as we're gone, it's like, boom, they're back to who they want to be.
That's good.
I've already got an order in for new hair, okay? So in case you're wondering, that's how it works.
Okay.
You know, even when they explain the malady or the issue, they're not running around eternity being ill. This is for us. This is so we recognize, we validate, and we can have that moment to connect with them, to say, hey, I'm really sorry, or I did the best I could. That's what that's for.
Okay.
Not many of us remember being born, but I'll guarantee you we're all going to remember when we pass. And that's that part of it, okay? How am I doing so far? Okay, kids?
I'm good. Thank you.
But, oh, you're welcome. Sometimes my wife and I work at restaurants. We do dinner shows. And there's one restaurant in Massachusetts, the Public House, who has the greatest sticky buns. And I always tell people, you don't like me, throw the sticky buns and I'll catch you. We'll take a basket home. Yes, dear.
Has anyone ever described how they've passed in a session? The experience of passing?
Do they describe it?
Yeah.
Sometimes too much. It seems like when I first, I hate to use the term, got into the business, but when I first started doing this, I almost got too much detail.
Okay.
I can remember a specific car accident where the young man was thrown from the car,
Yeah.
like through a T-top, you know,
Yeah.
like, and in graphic detail, he showed me blow for blow what happened. It wasn't good. I've worked on several murders and a lot of missing people too. And sometimes the parts that you get, a lot of times when I'm delivering this, you're getting the edited version. And it's not so much, sometimes it's even for me, I don't always want to see,
Yeah.
you know. whether it's cancer, gangrene, or heart failure. Like the gentleman came through and I could feel the chest area. Sometimes they give you a little sample, so suddenly my chest got a little tight, so I knew what was going on with him.
And that's how he died, a respiratory failure.
Yeah. So for that 1 second, by the way, it doesn't last. For that 1 second, you'll feel the chest get, yes, dear.
I meant to say the whole process of like seeing the light and all the things that you hear that are very stereotypical, all that, yeah, the whole experience of, does anyone ever describe they're going over to the other side and what it's like, or sort of?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I've talked to our dearly departed about this before, and some not so dearly. I had one person describe it as going over a bridge. My family was on the other side of the bridge waiting. By the way, there was no raging river under the bridge. It looked like a meandering brook. And they just crossed from one side. The lady didn't like tunnels. She said, they always say, do you go down a tunnel? I don't like tunnels. I went over the bridge, okay? The light part that you're talking about is actually when our energy changes state, when we're going from this dimensional form to the next. At that moment, that energy transfer, the next dimensional plane, or in a religious term, when you're going into heaven, that light basically is almost a portal that you're seeing for the next energetic place you're going. So you're seeing the light from that because there's a lot of energy there. And it's not that it's dark here, but it's just that transfer point for those. It's a nanosecond, but it seems like quite a while. By the way, a little later on in the show, I'm actually going to explain the physics behind this, or quantum physics, if you don't mind. But we still got to get to a couple more dead people. My wife loves that. She'll go like, you just said dead people. Well, they are. They're lovely, but they're dead here.
Right.
They're very much alive where they are, and that's the thing you have to remember. By the way, how long do you stay in that state? I think until we no longer need to be connected to them. A couple hundred years from now, my children's children are probably not going to care who I am. I wouldn't blame them, okay? So they may not, I might be a footnote somewhere in a book, but they're not going to really remember me. So they're not going to have an emotional connection. So at that point, I'll probably move beyond that reality and go to an even another one, okay? Another place. But until then, I'll still be sort of close to here. We're here, they're here. They're like, it's almost like we're almost touching each other all the time. But you can't physically see them unless the conditions are totally right. But it doesn't mean that they're not there. They're always with us. Trust me on that one. Try to throw something out there somebody doesn't want gone, and I'll tell you, you'll feel it. It's kind of like, no. You'll get that idea, okay? Hi. Yeah, neat kid with the cool hair. Yeah, well, you're a neat kid with cool hair, too. Okay. One of you has young male energy connected. That's you, yeah. Because it pretty much feels kind of like I messed up somehow. I don't know if you're going to understand this.
Is there anything else? Like,
It doesn't feel like family member, but it's close.
is it a friend?
It's got to be a buddy because it feels kind of like he knows you personally. I don't feel like I'm family, but I feel like I'm close enough to consider you friend. And I'm young. I'm not a little kid, okay? I'm a young adult.
When did they die?
Oh, it had to be within the last few years. Literally, it feels like, boom, I was gone. By the way, it's accidental, but I don't believe it's in a car, okay? So I don't believe it's like, it doesn't feel like traumatic accidental, but something happened where I passed. But they seem connected to you somehow.
And it had to do with a car?
No, it's not a car. Because it just feels kind of like very fast, very gone, boom. No waking up from this.
What race are they?
Good question. Darker than you. By the way, I do not feel like I feel more like I would be brown-skinned, but not dark brown. I don't know how else to put that. Hispanic, maybe?
I'm trying to think because it's like
Dark hair, Hispanic, dressed in jeans and a T-shirt, okay? I'll give him probably maybe like 5'10", 5'11", thin build.
and this was more recently
Well,
that
I don't
they-
know how long ago it was, but he knows you, okay?
So it's somebody I know.
Yeah, kind of
What if I don't know that they passed?
Oh, that's possible.
It's like
Yeah, they might have passed and you don't know. By the way, he'd be kidding with you anyway because it feels like I'm having fun with you. You know what I mean? Like he's poking you.
if this is who I think it is, I didn't know that they passed on. So
But you might want to check,
yeah.
okay?
Um,
If you send him an email and you don't get one back,
it's so they're younger, right?
yeah.
If like I said, if it's who I think it is, then I did not know.
By the way, he feels like a nice kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he was nice. He was kind of a kidster, but in the end,
Yeah.
I think he was a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't mean, harmful, or nasty. It just
No.
feels kind of like, I want to poke you, I want to rib you, I want to give you a hard time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. I think I know exactly who this is.
It's kind of funny when you mention the ethnicity part. He'd play that card on occasion, you know. Okay?
I know who this is.
It's kind of like you're the stupid gringo.
Yes, I know. I know. Oh my God, I know exactly who this is. I had no idea that they.
Yeah, I kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt very fast, like something happened to him, okay? Again, I don't feel like it's a car accident or something. Something happened. I could feel the impact of like, boom, because it feels like something almost hit me.
Yeah.
Then I'm gone. Which is really sad because he was quite bright, you know.
Yeah.
I have a weird question. Do you know if he had a relative named Jesus?
I think he might have.
Because he's talking about being around Jesus, but I don't think the one up there.
I think he might have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not being strange, but
No.
by the way, he didn't use Jesus, he used Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because I think he figured I'd think that's funny.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he did. He
Yeah.
mentioned him. I think. Yeah.
By the way, why would he come through to you? Basically, because you're okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here, you're open.
Yeah.
Just wanted to come through to say hello. There's also a bit older male figure that's connected to you.
As well.
Yeah, you got a few people.
Is it now the older male? What does he look like?
Face is kind of like, almost got lines in it, okay? Like it's, like I'm really tired, like I'm really older.
Yes.
I can see him sitting down right now. He's got the legs crossed, okay?
I think. Yeah. Okay. I think that might be my my dad's best friend. Is he? I don't. It's kind of embarrassing. Is he rather overweight?
Portly's a lovely term.
He is.
Big.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
That's. Does he? Yes. Yes. I think that's most likely him. Can you tell me anything else about him?
Yeah, I think he takes a nip now and then, but he doesn't really like to admit it. Okay?
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of like, it's for medicinal purposes.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, this is him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is him. Okay, definitely.
Because it's for medicinal
I knew it.
purposes. My
He-
heart's not so
Yeah.
good, you know. It's
Yes.
kind of like my medicine calms me down a little bit.
I got to tell my dad about this because he was like,
Tell your dad he's saying hi.
yes.
He misses jarring with him. Okay? The
Yes.
term jarring.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We used to sit there on a porch and jaw,
Yes.
okay?
Oh,
We didn't
God.
bother nobody. We just sit there.
Yeah, he said that, yeah.
Like those hot sunny afternoons, you know, you sit on the porch, you're not doing much. Every now and then a breeze kicks up, you drink a little of that medicinal stuff.
Yeah,
Next thing you know, the afternoon's gone and the evening breeze comes in.
that's definitely him. It's got to be. I mean, I can't think of anybody else that it could be. It's definitely him.
Yep.
I'm surprised at that first one, though. I didn't think he'd come. I didn't know he even,
Look,
That
you're nice to a
surprised
lot of people, and people don't forget that, all right? You're
Really?
kind of like never turn your back on people, you never put people down, and a lot of people remember you. both living and gone. Okay?
Yeah. Is there?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not putting you on a pedestal. Nobody's perfect.
Well,
But you ain't bad.
yeah.
And you got a lot of people going like, they're on your team going like, yay, you.
Really?
So this is nice.
Who
okay?
else? Is there anyone else?
Sometimes we befriend people. We don't know how much it meant to somebody.
Yeah, because I think, because I didn't know that the first person was as close to me as I didn't think,
Well, a lot of people wouldn't have totally associated as much as you did.
Yeah.
There are people that would have walked by and said, yeah, he's okay.
Yes, yes,
You didn't. You actually took the time to talk.
yes,
And that's a big deal, okay?
yes.
Even on that side.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Thinking back, yes.
Yeah,
I
so
can tell.
when you see Dad, tell him that his buddy was here.
Yes, oh,
I feel like I
definitely.
got a handkerchief and I'm wiping my brow.
Oh, yeah, he used to do that, yeah.
You know, to
Yeah, he would do that, yeah.
kind of like, it's hot out this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cat. All I need now is a pole and some catfish. You know what I mean? I always feel like that would
Yeah.
finish the picture off.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Dukes of Hazzard?
I think a long time ago.
Okay. Some of you may remember the show. And they always had like Boss Hogg on there. He was kind of a heavy-set dude. Hair was kind of thin. Ears stuck out a little bit. And
Yeah.
he was always sitting there kind of like doing something, but not doing much. That's what this reminds me of.
Yes,
It's
yes.
kind of fun.
Oh, yes.
I got to move on.
Oh, can I just
Go
ask
ahead.
one question? You said there was a lot of people. How many are there, would you say?
For somebody young, you probably got at least 10 to 15 people hanging out around you. Some are older. Some you haven't even met. You got people watching you to make sure you're okay.
Who's somebody I haven't met?
There's an older female figure that has been gone for quite a while. Literally, kind of funny. She's sort of like a nurse, but not. I would actually say she can heal things, but she don't have a degree.
So I've never met her, right?
No.
Huh.
So if you got some people in your family that had some interesting talents,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are passed down to you whether you know it or not.
Huh, really?
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
I got to get to this lady up here.
Okay.
Well, sorry. Are you two together?
Yes.
Or just friends?
We're just friends, we're teachers together.
I'm sorry. It's a lovely profession. One of you has a really good-looking dead guy. It's going to sound really weird, but I got a guy coming through. Normally you think of someone that's passed as like, this guy looks like I'm in good shape. Like, yeah. You know, like I'm all dressed and I look, yeah, give her the mic, that's cool. Like I'm all dressed and I look good. Everything's in the right place. You know what I mean? Like, not the details, but look like before I passed, I looked like I took care of myself.
He did,
Yeah.
he did,
By the way, the passing's untimely
yes.
because it feels kind of like should have had a bunch of years. Should have had a bunch. Look, he wasn't ready to go. He had stuff he still wanted to do, okay?
I'm sure.
I'm not
sure.
suggesting that it doesn't feel like he fought anything, but it just feels like at some point, I still had stuff to do, okay? And I don't know who the child is he would have liked to have seen, but there's a child he would have liked to have seen that he didn't get to see, okay? May not be yours, all right?
Right.
But it feels like there was somebody that was born and he didn't really get to see everything. 'Cause
We
he's-
lived apart. He lived down south for his retirement years, so he didn't get to spend a lot of time with his grandchildren.
I have a strange question. Were him and Mom not together?
They were together the entire time.
Because I feel like there's a
But they-
separation there.
My mother had a mental illness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, again, I didn't say anything bad. It just feels like there was a separation there. Because it feels kind of like he took care of himself for a while,
He did.
you know?
She
By the way, he
died
wasn't
young.
complaining.
Yeah.
And he did love the lady, totally.
Oh,
Okay, that's not the question. It just feels like I was by myself for a while. That's why I had to ask if they were not together all the time, okay?
right.
He tried to keep moving. This feels like I'm trying to keep moving, like I'm walking here and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And after a while, it didn't work anymore. Kind of feels like he started to creep in on me. But he kept trying. He didn't give up easy, you know.
No.
And this feels kind of like hung on as long as I could. And by the way, you were not supposed to be there.
Yeah, I feel bad about not
You
being
get
there.
this part?
Yeah.
You were not, he's telling you it's okay. If you have any guilt about not being there, he chose his path. He chose to be where he was. And the fact that you couldn't be there, he's saying he's taking like the blame. So if you're feeling guilty, he's saying, no, this is the way, I shouldn't say he wanted it, but this is the way it was okay. In his mind, it's almost like it might hurt less if you're not here.
Mm-hmm.
He's really nice, you know.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, I really like the guy.
A lot of people liked him.
And he's kind of sorry. Look, he chose a path. He chose what he thought was good,
Mm-hmm.
but he missed a lot, okay?
Mm.
And he's sorry about that. He's also sorry he couldn't be here for you. So understand this part, okay? As much as you think you should have been there, he thinks now in retrospect he should have been here. So understand that, okay?
Okay.
Damn
he-
house. I don't know what's wrong with the house, but he said, damn house.
Oh, yeah.
It was more of a pain than a virtue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it turned into be a burden, you know. Was never meant to be, but it turned into a burden.
Especially after.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's almost like sorry about that part too. Okay? You weren't supposed to have to deal with all that.
Yeah.
Somebody had to. That's really. He's sending his love. No offense. When he was alive, he didn't always do it the best. Okay?
I felt like he did.
According to him. He's kind of feeling guilty a little bit, that's all.
Oh, he doesn't need to feel guilty.
Neither do you. Okay. I'm supposed to mend the fence here. You're feeling guilty because you weren't there. He's feeling guilty because he wasn't here.
I guess we're a lot alike.
I gotta go like, boom, now you're together, okay? And understand that there's still a lot of love there and pride. Look, you grew up to be who you were supposed to be. He didn't fail his job,
I took
Okay.
right after him. He
Yeah.
was a teacher, too.
and you're still the caretaker,
Oh, yeah.
okay? So you didn't fail your job, and he'd be really proud, okay? And you got another teacher coming up in the family, so that's even cooler.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's going like, hey, that's three of us, okay? It's all good. Ah,
I need to know about my mother.
how about peaceful?
Is she peaceful?
Yeah. The torment stopped. There were touches of a few things going on with Mom. There really was an imbalance, you know.
Mm.
This wasn't some strange, exotic, there was an imbalance.
I
For-
just want her to know I don't blame her anymore.
Oh, God, no. She couldn't help herself, okay? I'm going to use a term, and I don't mean this as in religious, but the lady had demons, okay? And I don't mean demons.
Right.
She had things she couldn't escape, and it's not how she wanted to be, okay? And understand that. It's a good soul trapped in a bad place. By the way, not everybody gets a free ride like that. You know what I mean? If you were a murderer or something, that's not a good soul in a bad place. That's a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
Mom was a good person trapped in a bad scenario, okay? She wanted to be what we would consider normal, but couldn't. And she fought as much as she could to stay normal, but couldn't. And in the end, kind of like the bad guys won,
Yeah.
okay? But she didn't mean for it to be that way. You were conceived in love, you know. She wants you to know that. And anything that happened after, it wasn't always her. Okay?
Yeah.
Wow, this feels like
I
therapy
kind of
tonight.
felt like I,
Jeez. We're getting too heavy. I gotta find some fun dead people.
yeah.
I gotta go a little bit more. We gotta pass the mic back to the gentleman back here. Yeah. You're a gentleman.
Try to be.
I've got kind of rigid male energy coming through. Just chill for a minute with me on this. It feels literally like I get the intelligence factor. I could feel that, like the person's really smart. But I don't know. Sometimes people are almost too rigid for their own good. Almost feels military. I don't know what this is yet.
I don't
he's-
know either. It's
No, and
nothing I
that's
know.
fine. You may not.
Yeah.
But he's somehow connected because it feels like I'm connected to you. I almost feel like I'm by myself. I don't feel like wife, children, and everything. This feels kind of like the person who, I don't want to say was a loner. I almost wonder if you didn't have a relative that passed either service related or, but it kind of feels like I'm by myself.
I mean, I know I have family in the military, but nobody I'm connected to. So
Yeah.
it's possible.
Yeah, because it literally feels like I have, kind of like the guy that would have been posthumously decorated. By the way, we're probably talking World War II, so
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think somebody on my dad's side. I don't know
Yeah.
specifically,
Yeah,
but
and you
I know
may
somebody
not.
was decorated. with
'Cause it
something.
just-
I don't know, but yeah.
because it feels kind of like I'm coming through. You have some of his traits somehow, and I don't mean that as a negative. Kind of like, no offense, you don't give in easy. Okay, you're one of those like, no matter what, we're gonna do this. And I think he would like that. Why would he be coming through to you? I think he wants somebody to kind of do a little bio on him or check his story.
I'm gonna have to now. It's interesting.
Yeah, you may have to
look
do
more
a
into
little,
that. Yeah.
a little archaeology.
Yeah. Right.
Because it kind of feels like there's something here. Who's
mean,
the writer?
Nobody I know. I'm not a writer.
Somebody's journaled. Because I'm looking at letters.
Yeah.
You
I
got
wouldn't
something
know.
really neat
You're
in
gonna have
your
to look all this
family.
up. Yeah. I don't really know much of my family, so crazy.
You should dig around a little bit.
Gonna
Because
have
there's
to.
something there that's really interesting, okay? And I think it might be worth it, because if you come up with a box of letters, it's going to explain an awful lot to you.
Interesting.
Earlier in the show, we talked a little bit about sometimes I deliver messages that are almost delayed. This is one of those, at some point in the not too distant future, I think you're going to go like, okay, now I get it. And that's kind of, because I'm seeing,
Yeah, I mean, just by the, I mean, it sounds like it's going to end up like that because,
Yeah.
like I said, with the family,
know,
I just really don't know it all. But
sorry it's not like your
interesting.
cousin or this, you know what I mean? This feels distant,
yeah, that's
but it's
interesting.
there, and somebody wants you to find them. They're not the missing link.
Yeah,
But there's something there, because I keep feeling it. There's even photographs. I feel like I got a box, okay? And I'll use the term like a memory box. There's pictures in there, there's memorabilia in there, and it's all connected to the same person. And at some point, it'll be in your hands.
Interesting. I'll have to ask my father about that.
Yeah, I would. Just say, hey, Mom, like, what crazy guy said this.
Oh, this crazy one don't know. She's right behind me, so.
Okay. Hey, Mom, crazy guy said this. What's up with this? Look, I don't know if this is great uncle or what, but there's somebody connected here, okay? By the way, both of you are very slight. You're very thin build. Who's the heavy lady? I got somebody on the other side who's kind of big,
What do you know?
because you guys are like really small.
Well, I used to be really big.
Yeah, but this one's on the other side. You're still here, I can tell.
Is it an older woman?
Yeah.
Like, maybe my grandma? She was kind of heavy set.
Yeah, because she, by the way, she looks, I use the term, I don't want to say jolly, but like she's happy in her own place. Did not need a lot. You know what I mean? I don't feel like, I don't need to be rich, I don't need this, I don't
Yeah.
need that. Kind of like I'm just happy being around, you know? She's in the living room with the TV the screen's about this big and the cabinet's about this big. You know the kind you used to have the rabbit ears on?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're going back a ways.
It could be my great-grandma Barsa's house.
With the maple furniture. It's got the maple arms
Yeah, that
on
was
it.
Grandma Barsa's house,
Yeah.
great-grandma.
She's holding the family together somehow.
Yeah, she always tried to, yeah.
That's what it feels like I'm still holding the family together. Want to make sure everybody, you don't have to stick together 24 hours a day, but she wants to make sure that people still connect to each other.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do now.
That's
but-
why she's coming through. She's trying to make sure that the people that are here appreciate each other. Okay? You got a couple that really are going to be hard cases to bring back in, okay? But she's saying don't give up yet. One of them is a male figure who's alive, by the way. He's just going to be a pain in the butt. It's going to take a while to get him to come back into the family. But she's saying don't give up.
Okay.
He's a bit of a hard case, okay?
Okay.
I like her. She's right to the point.
Yeah.
She's making donuts.
Yeah, she always made donuts.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm in the
that's
kitchen
thing.
making
yeah,
donuts.
I loved it. We made donuts.
I got the big pan of grease and I'm floating them
Yeah,
up,
yeah, that's what she used. That's how
getting
she
ready
did
to put the
it.
sugar on them.
Yeah.
Okay? There ain't no Dunkin' Donuts for this lady. She's right in her kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay? America runs on her donuts.
Oh, they were the best.
Oh yeah, these look good.
Yeah, they were. We had the old
Yeah,
recipe.
yeah.
We make them all the time.
Like I told you, she didn't need a lot of money. She just wanted to be happy. Okay? And by the way, she don't need a man.
That's how I am.
Okay?
Yeah,
Because she said, I don't need a man. They're nice, you know, but I don't need one.
yeah.
When you're younger, they're okay. You get to this point, I'd rather have my donut.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we're going to do a little question and answer, and maybe we can hit some more people, okay?
And we are back from our break, and I will just bring Gary right into it.
All right. During our little break, I had a chance to chat with some of the audience, and it's interesting, some of the things that we talk about. The young lady here was asking me, she said, you keep looking at me almost like you want to say something, but are you holding back? And I explained to her that there are several people connected to her, but they've kind of stepped back because they're going like, well, she's okay. It's almost, well, no, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, whether you know it or not, you're okay. It's kind of like the lady over there, there was a message they wanted to deliver. There was the lady here, there was a message. And it's not that they don't love you, but is it as deep and profound? No, they're coming through going like, hello. And by the way, there really is a lady going, hello, okay? Really? Yeah, don't worry, she's not crazy or anything. She just,
Well, that's a surprise.
wow.
No, they're great.
Who is the single lady?
Single lady.
Yeah, I got a lady coming through. She felt older and she's by herself.
Okay. Is she really old?
Yeah,
Like she was like in her.
like 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that's probably my husband's cousin.
because she's kind of like sitting there by herself,
Yeah.
you know? And by the way, I feel like the lights are pretty much off. Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, I got
I feel
it.
like the lights are pretty much off in the house. I got like one light and the TV glowing, okay? I've got like Wheel of Fortune on,
Oh yeah.
okay? I'm sitting there almost in the dark.
Okay.
I'm like eating Fig Newtons by myself, okay? You know
This
the
is a
single
female
sleep?
or is this a male?
This is a female.
Okay.
This is the older lady because it feels, by the way, almost like she passed by herself.
I would think she
You know?
she had family around, but
Nah,
if it's who I'm thinking about, but she pretty much did things on her own.
Yeah. And by the way, she was very content. You know, this is like, she wasn't lonely because people are like, she must have lived a lonely life. No, she had a full life because she pulled the shades down at 5:30. Everything had a time period with her. She's very nice. She's just coming through. It's almost like I haven't seen him in a long time, so say hi for me.
Yeah, and I wasn't. It's my husband's relatives.
Yeah.
But we were very young when we met, and I liked her. I thought she was a cool lady.
She is. She's the one that kept putting a $5 bill in the envelope, okay? I got like the little envelope with the 5 in it.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking about the wrong person.
I could have more than one.
Okay. I had a great aunt,
With the $5 bill in the
and
envelope.
she used to always slip money in her
Yeah,
pockets.
always
and she-
5. I don't know what
Okay.
the 5's
yeah,
about,
yeah,
but
I
it's
could
always
say
a 5.
It was my chutka.
You got a few, because I'm
Okay.
picking up. and a round man.
A round man?
Yes. He's kind of heavy,
Okay.
okay? He had heart issue because it feels literally like I had heart problems. It didn't stop him from doing fun stuff,
Right.
but it stopped him from doing other things. It's kind of like, well, he has a condition, you know. You know, like if you said to him, hey, like, can you go out and rake the lawn? Well, I have a heart condition,
Yes.
but I can go see the dog track,
Oh, my father.
okay? You know?
My father. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to get to the dog track.
Yeah.
But the lawn, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not feeling so good today, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow.
That's my dad.
Yeah. I was waiting for the trifecta, you know.
Yep.
I missed by one.
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna come home with $500. Instead, I came home. Okay.
That's my dad.
Yeah, all he wanted to do was get to Florida, you know,
He did.
because this feels like I just want to get
He's
to
still
Florida.
there.
Yep. Oh yeah. 'cause
He
it feels
went through
like,
the hurricanes
oh,
just
yeah.
recently.
Wait for the wind and the rain, and I'll be there. I'm okay. I like that part. You got a whole bunch of nifty relatives.
I do. They're really cool.
Yeah, they're all crazy.
Yes. They're crazy fun.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't mean crazy negative. They are crazy fun. I feel like I'm at that giant VFW in the sky,
Yeah.
and I got all these big round tables, and everybody's whooping it up, okay?
Yeah.
But not like bad whooping it up, you know?
I always imagine everybody up there playing cards.
Yeah. They're having a good time. Who's in New Jersey? I keep seeing the NJ.
Not a relative per se.
There's got to be somebody connected to you, though, because
Probably connected, but not a
No, it
relative.
doesn't have to be like a relative, but somebody's in New Jersey. Notice how I pronounce that.
Yeah. That's not where I'm from.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Heavens no.
I'm not
By the way,
sure.
if anybody's from New Jersey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean heavens
Well, I
no.
love
but-
people from New Jersey.
And they're lovely, I'm sure. Chris Christie's from New Jersey. What more do you want?
Not sure
Somebody's
about New
laughing
Jersey.
at that.
It's not one of the places I've lived, and I've lived a lot of places.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, just as somebody came through and they're going like, I'm from New Jersey. And I'm going like, really? Not too far from where the Laurels are. That's south. If you get around Wildwood, that area, it's southern New Jersey. You got a relative that was down there, you know.
Probably. I have
Yeah.
a lot of relatives.
Yeah, you do. And you got one towards the Midwest, too.
Yes.
Because it's like, wow, I love this. I got the map, and I feel like they're putting the pins in so I know where they are.
I've lived in in several places.
Yeah.
Midwest is my roots.
Someone thought they were a professor. They weren't, but they thought they were an expert on something. This is male, because I feel kind of like, I know this and I know that and blah, blah, blah.
Okay. There's a lot of people who think they knew a
No,
lot.
but this is somebody like if you invite him to a party, you really don't want to sit next to him.
I had a few of those too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Hair's got a curl to it. I mean, it's not like a real tight curl, but he's got like a curl to it. Kind of a gaunt-looking face. Most of the people in your family have a rounder face. This guy had the gaunt face.
And
I
he's
think he might have been.
Midwest?
Pardon me?
You said the Midwest?
Yeah.
Okay.
And who's Jerry?
Jerry?
Yeah. Jerry.
Not that passed.
No, but somebody's Jerry, because there's a Jerry connected to this. Wow, sorry to give you all this.
I
weird
have a
stuff.
lot of relatives. My parents were the youngest of 10 kids, so.
Oh, that would make sense.
And
then,
I have a
'cause
lot of older aunts and uncles and cousins.
There's two there, you know. On that side? Because they're telling me there's two there right now.
that are passed?
Yep.
Oh, a lot more than two.
No, there's two. The two boys are there. So I don't know who the two boys are, but they're there together. So it's got to be like either cousins or something. But they're
Okay.
telling me the two boys are there. By the way, they mentioned boys, so they're not that old.
Okay.
They're not little kids, but they feel like younger adults. But there's two people that passed way untimely, because this feels almost, and this was a while ago,
Okay.
because it feels kind of like one passed and the other passed. Family got over one, and then there was another thing that felt tragic. You might have to dig on
Yeah,
this
I'll
one.
have to dig on that.
Because it feels literally like I got the two things that happened.
a lot of times it came in groups.
Yeah.
People passed in short.
Yeah,
oh,
little
my,
spurts.
Well, my dad and my husband's grandfather passed the same week.
Who's the Christmas person? Somebody was worried about passing at Christmas. It's almost like I
My
don't want to
dad
mess the
passed
holiday.
just after
Yeah,
Christmas.
I don't want to mess the holiday up.
Yeah, well, oh gosh, he enjoyed the holiday. I can tell you, the last holiday,
Yeah.
he wasn't supposed to like drink certain things and eat certain things, and I just remember that he said, "Screw this."
Yeah.
Sorry. Oop, sorry.
Because I don't want to. I don't want to die on Christmas.
Yeah,
I know it sounds really funky to people, but
that's my dad.
yeah, he waited.
He did.
You know, this is kind of like I'll make it through. I'll push through this. That night, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to whoop it up. Life is good. I'll eat. I'll drink. I'll be merry,
He did.
and then I'll be gone.
Yeah, he was drinking pina coladas
Kind of funny. It's
with
almost
diabetes.
Like yeah, it's like at that moment he didn't care.
Yeah.
It's like I'll be gone by New Year's. You know, like boom, I'm out of here. No offense, New Year's wasn't his big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Christmas was the big thing. Mm-hmm. Why would he be coming through? Because you're here.
Yeah. I've
Feels-
been wondering about him.
Yeah. He'd just be sending you love. Okay.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
He's a little wacky.
Yeah, he always had a good joke.
Yeah. He would have made a good salesman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, hi, my name is, you know?
Yeah, he was a social butterfly.
Yeah. With a bad fitting suit.
Yeah.
I don't know why the suit doesn't fit quite right, but he's got a bad fitting suit on right now. And not the one he was buried in, okay? Sorry, I don't mean it that way.
I know
but
what you're talking about because his weight would fluctuate
yeah, because the suit, the pants look baggy.
because he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the jacket's sort of okay, but the pants look too big. By the way, he's very sorry. He didn't spend enough time sometimes. There were times when he could have been there, and there were times when he could have been around, and he's very sorry. You need to know this for real, that he really did love you. It's just the fact that he didn't know how, okay? Some people don't know how, but it doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean that they don't love. It's almost like I did my best, but I didn't know how. And that's why he's sorry, you know? It's kind of like, did he love you? Absolutely. Did he know how? Not really, okay? He could go out in a crowd and become everybody's friend. But when it came down to intimate, and I don't, you know what I mean, like family, intimate structure, he didn't know quite how to deal with that. In his mind, he wasn't equipped, you know. Take you to the park.
Yeah. Would you tell him something?
Sure.
Would you tell him that he was very loved?
You already did. It went straight out, okay?
And my children loved him and still have good memories.
That's all he would hope for, that they keep good memories of him, okay?
They always loved their diva.
It's not about money, it's not about fame. It's about the fact that they're in his heart and they're, you know, that's all anybody can ask for. So yeah, I think you just made his millennium. By the way, eternity evidently is a long time.
Yeah, he's
And-
been gone for a while.
Like I said, he'll be quite
He
happy.
was the guy who always stirred up the holidays.
Yeah.
He there was never a holiday where he didn't like get my goat or something.
Of course. But that's because he loved you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
I gotta move on.
Please do.
Yes, mom and dad. Interesting that they would come through as a couple. Yeah. Yeah. No offense, sometimes I get people that come through, he's over here, she's over there. This more like, I feel like they're standing next to each other going, we're here. Okay? And by the way, that's how they want it to be. They function well as a unit.
Yeah, they did.
You know? Some people just fit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, dad's puttering. if you wondered what he's doing,
Yeah.
not much, but everything.
Okay.
I'm puttering, I'm doing a little of this, I'm doing a little of that. And Mom's kind of like Betty White. You know what I mean? Like having fun at the moment, but she's still a lady.
Okay.
This is nice.
Good.
They're a really nice couple. I
They
like
are.
them. Their aspirations were just to make sure everybody's okay. It's not about like, look at what we've got. It's to make sure everybody's okay. It's 6 o'clock, they're waiting for the phone to ring. I don't know why 6 o'clock, but somebody's going to call.
Huh.
Okay? I don't think it's a checkup call, but they're waiting for a phone call.
Wow.
Dad's kind of hunkered down in his chair right now. I feel like I'm rooted for the evening. The TV's on, but it's not too loud. I think he's about ready to fall asleep soon. I'm in that mode. Mom seems to have more energy at the moment. I don't know what she's going to do, but there was a little bit of a misdiagnosis in the beginning. This had something to do with Mom. So I don't know why they messed up on what was wrong in the beginning with her, but there was something off. I don't know if it was meds or what, but they messed up something a little bit. Because she's going like, they could have done better.
Wow.
There's nothing that could be done about it.
Okay.
But, and by the way, are they ever proud of you? You didn't let them down, okay? That's all we can ask out of our children, not to let us down. You never did. By the way, you're not the relative they're irritated with.
Okay.
There is one.
Okay.
I know your life was busy, but you always managed to find a way to get there. You're not the one. Got it?
Does my dad know where I went this summer? I went somewhere special, sort of, for him. I'm just curious if he knows.
I'm sure he does.
Okay.
What's all the little white stones about?
White stones.
Rows of white stones.
Can't think right
I have
now.
a really weird question. Who did Dad know that was in France?
I don't know.
Somebody passed in France.
I don't know about France.
Yeah. It's an older relative. He never came home.
Huh.
He died in France.
Wow.
He's under one of those white stones.
Wow.
I feel like I was at like Normandy or one of those places. But Dad knew him. Dad knew a lot of people. By the way, your dad feels really smart.
He was.
I can feel the brain. He's like figuring things out.
Yeah. He's an engineer.
By the way, not with a computer either. I feel like I got a piece of paper and a pencil.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
I'm figuring everything out, like getting it
Yes.
all down.
Yeah.
Got to take notes, Brain's not what it used to be. Got to take notes.
Yep.
Just understand, like I said, you made them happy. Okay? I got 1, 2, 3 more people, and then we're going to be... I got to move this along a little bit because otherwise the cable TV people will be here all night. Not that you guys aren't great, but before we went on camera, we were talking a bit, and you had mentioned you had an experience about mediumship. And I just want to tell you, if anybody really wonders, like, the very first rule of this is to be relaxed. You'll notice I'm up here and I'm not too tense, okay? Whether it works, whether it doesn't, the big thing is relax, enjoy the ride where you're at. The second thing is called fixation. Find a point in the room so your mind can wander a little bit. Once it does that, then it's almost like it takes over. And the next thing you know, yes, you do go into a little bit of a separate place. You're here, but the brain is actually in 2 places at the same time. It's like it's crossed into the other place. And don't worry about right or wrong. Whatever's coming through is coming through, so it's not wrong. It may not fit the person in front of you, but it's coming through. So trust what you get. The other thing is there's a male energy connected to you, and it almost feels kind of like didn't get a chance to tell you, kind of like you did a good job. It just almost feels like a father figure. because it feels like before I passed, I really didn't get a chance to tell you what you've done. So I don't know if it's actually Dad, okay?
Well, I had a twin brother who died suddenly. I don't know if he was conscious when it happened, but he fell into his death on a living room couch, and one foot was on the floor, and I think he was trying to get up to get help.
It's going to sound very strange. It's not heart. It's more like I feel like it's asphyxiation, almost like he couldn't breathe. I don't know why, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, the heart may have been what finally did it, but it almost feels like I can't get air into my lungs.
Well, that's very possible, but I think it was because of his heart. But
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters refused an autopsy, so the actual cause of death remains unknown. But because I've been in the medical business, I'm pretty sure I know what happened.
Again-
And it would have been, you know, I don't know how quickly he died.
From what I'm picking up, very.
I think so too.
This
Yeah.
feels, without being morbid, it feels almost by the time I've reached the floor, I'm crossing.
I believe that is the case.
I don't get this as a long thing. I don't get this as, you know, like the signs are, it's almost like when someone has an aneurysm, it's that fast. This is kind of what it feels like, okay? But again, I could not get air in the lungs, feels like very fast, very quickly. Definitely unfinished because it feels kind of like I had so many things to do. You know, it doesn't feel like he was ready to pass. Like I had stuff
No.
to do, okay? He had plans. Never got to finish the plan, but I had plans. According to him, you're the smarter out of the two.
I always did better in school, but I think that in death,
According to
everybody
him,
becomes
you're
pretty
the
equal.
smarter out of the two.
Okay.
He's giving you the credit, okay? He said he had the looks and you had the brains.
That's a low bar. I mean, really.
Just letting you know. Because it's kind of like he's having fun with you right now. Unfortunately, he didn't have a chance to have fun with you as an adult much.
No.
You know, no offense, but for some reason, I know you guys were twins, but it felt like, I don't know why there would be a distance, but it almost feels like there's a distance at some point between the two of you. And he's sorry about that, okay?
Me too.
Yeah. So if there's one thing he would regret was the fact that you guys weren't together, okay? And if he can bridge that gap, and I don't mean by you going there, you're staying here, but literally to let you know that you're still in his thoughts, and he's still better looking than you are.
Okay.
I like that, brother with an attitude. This is pretty good. I mean, a nice guy. But you know what's really sad, though? He felt like he never succeeded.
Yeah.
You've succeeded, okay? It's not
Yes.
about rich and famous, but you're very well respected, and people look at you and go like, here's a man that knows kind of like what you're doing. Brother never had that feeling. I always felt like the self-esteem and the ego wasn't quite correct.
Well, I did something in the medical field. I gave anesthesia, and
Pretty good deal.
that was he never did anything that required a lot of academics, and he always had a hard time with academics, and I think people made many comparisons that hurt him, and they didn't realize, but he was short, and they used to say, oh, there's Shorty and there's the tall one, and that was very hard for him.
By the way, he did love you, you know. It's just that unfortunately he couldn't grasp how to. You know what I mean?
Say it, I think.
This is one of those deals, but in his heart I can still feel that there's real love there. It's just the world messed it up, okay? It's almost like you guys would have been okay, but the world messed it up. All I can tell you is he's proud of you, all right? And don't ever feel bad because you are smart. Don't ever feel bad because you can do things. If he could, he would have. So don't feel bad for him, okay?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Excuse me. Does he have Zoe, Abby, and Blake with him?
Are those the little dogs?
Yeah.
I can see the little dogs.
And exactly.
Yeah.
And I would want him to know, if he doesn't know, that I made sure that Zoe was well taken care of. And he
There-
would know who Zoe is.
So,
It was another dog.
yeah, it's on the couch. Zoe's
That's-
on the couch.
Zoe was lying on top of him
Yeah.
when my nephew found the two of them.
Like I said, Zoe's on the couch. Okay? Two more young ladies before we bore the viewers to death. I'm just going to ask you straight out, who are you actually looking for, young lady?
I have several people. Several people.
There's a lady first.
Okay.
Okay, she feels really close to you. This feels pretty much like, almost like before the passing, I couldn't do much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel immobile.
Almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need help, okay? Almost just to get out, to get up out of the chair, to move, to do whatever it is I got to do.
That was my mom.
You're very patient, okay? She looked forward to seeing you, you know. This
I look
feels,
forward to seeing her too.
yeah, this feels kind of like when you were there, the eyes lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Trouble verbalizing at one point, because it's almost like she wants to speak, but the words won't come out right.
Towards the end, yes.
But I need to tell you, you know how I always wonder what would she have said? It's very simple. She just would want you to know how much she loved you, because that's what it feels like. This is a lady with a really nice heart, okay?
She was wonderful.
And it's still very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's a necklace. It's rather simple, but you must still have it somewhere.
I have all of her stuff.
It's a silver chain with a little necklace. It was a gift. All I know is that was special. And do you have the little angel pin?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because you couldn't find it. Okay? Because she's asking, like, have you found my little angel pin?
Yes, I got the angel pin.
Yeah. She had that for a long time, you know.
I know she did.
That went from coat to coat, to jacket to jacket,
You
to sweater to
betcha.
sweater. That went everywhere.
You bet.
It was kind of like a good luck charm, you know.
I think it was. I'm going to have to wear it from now on.
All I know is she'd be glad you have it, okay? I asked where her husband is, and she went, no offense to your dad, but
No.
it's kind of like she's giving him a hard time, okay? Evidently, he's comfortable.
That's good.
Yeah. You know, don't wake him up. He's comfortable right now. It's kind of like he's taking a nap.
Always, yes.
Yeah. You know, not always that he's tired. He just likes taking a nap.
He does like taking
You
a
know?
nap. Yep.
I feel like I'm kind of like stretched back in a recliner, and I got my shoes off, and I'm wiggling my feet.
Yep.
You know, like I'm in a good place right now, and it's nice. She's puttering around. He's like, and life is good.
Yep. That's
They're in a
the way
good
it was
place,
for
okay?
many years.
You always were the good daughter.
I tried.
You always were. Never let them down. She's the one that sent you the rose.
The rose.
Yep. There's a rose that you're going to see, and it's going to be out of season.
Okay.
Okay, roses usually end up they'd fall, they stop blooming.
Okay.
It's very rare to see a rose like late fall, early winter. When you get the rose, you'll know what I mean.
Okay.
It'll be the only one
I'll
on
be
the
looking
bush.
for it.
Okay?
Thank you. I do have one question.
Sure, please do.
Can you tell me what happened to my mom before they took her to the hospital? What caused that to happen? Because I don't know. I could never get answers.
It actually feels like there was a blockage of some type. I don't know what, I don't mean in the breathing or stuff, but somewhere in the system there was a blockage, and it caused, it feels like there's something that shifted in her, okay? And for some reason, everything stopped for a couple seconds, which kind of like threw everything off balance. It's almost like if that wouldn't have happened, she would have gone on for a longer time.
Right.
But this feels like, boom, this hits, and all of a sudden, she's gone in a short time.
It took a little while, actually.
Not according to her.
Oh,
I think she wasn't cognizant after that.
okay.
Because it feels like at that point, she went from still really being here to kind of in that mid-ground, okay?
Okay.
But it feels like some sort of blockage,
Okay.
okay?
Did they make mistakes in the hospital?
They made several,
Okay.
okay? Everything from reading the wrong thing to, of course, there's no way you're going to be able to prove this.
No. Mm-mm.
But I have to ask you a weird question. Was she on a blood thinner?
Blood thinner.
She would have to be.
I probably she had atrial fib.
Yeah,
So
because
she
it
was
feels like they kind of messed up the level on the blood thinner.
Okay.
That's number one. There's a whole bunch of things that happen.
Yeah.
By the way, the fact is there were too many people. You know the old too many chefs in the
Yes.
kind of deal? There were too many people on the same case. And they kind of got things crossed.
Yes.
And that's pretty much what really happened.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
That's what I can tell you. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, I haven't forgotten you. You've been patient all evening. And you're thinking, yep, everybody in the room gets something but me, right?
No, I wasn't thinking.
I saved the best for last.
That's
Okay? Who are we looking for, young lady?
Well, I'm still curious. When did we come here? A year ago? When you were here. When were you? The last time you were
I
here?
think it was, what, a year or two? 2 years ago.
And I told you the story about my husband who
Yeah.
passed,
Yeah.
and you gave some suggestions about what might come to pass.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you might have an update.
Are you looking to find out what will come to pass, or are you looking to see how he's doing? Or?
Both. Yeah,
Okay.
because actually that was going to be my next question.
I
'cause-
kind of get a feeling he's going like this.
Oh.
He's like peeking down.
Oh,
By the way, you're not doing anything wrong. That's just not the idea.
Right.
But he's kind of like checking in every now and then on you guys.
oh, okay, good.
Do you have someone away? Yeah, like somebody either moved away or did something.
I have two. Well, my son lived in Sweden for 3 years, and he just recently returned.
Yeah, because he was looking at the one that was away.
That could, and then I have a daughter who lives in California.
No,
But
that's
it's-
lovely.
It's probably my son
Yeah.
who was away and now he's back.
Yeah, because he was checking on the one that was away.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like got to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah. Not that he did anything wrong. He
Right.
didn't, but it's kind of like just got to make sure he's okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that the beach feels good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm walking on the beach. I'm not like sunbathing kind of deal. I almost feel like it's a cool day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm walking along the edge of the water. I don't know where this is. You know, in New England, there's a lot of beaches, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it does look like New England because the skies are that kind of gray. But he's showing me you, but you're walking along the edge of the water. So I don't know what this is. This is something coming. Excuse me, by the way.
It's something coming.
Yeah. I don't know why you're going to be at the beach in the off season.
Well, I'm going to California next week
Okay.
to the beach. My daughter lives at the beach.
Yeah, because he's showing me you walking by yourself along the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he's walking with you.
Oh.
So you're going to have company.
Oh.
By the way, if you see an extra set of footprints, don't freak out. Okay? He ran into somebody who passed that he knew. There's another gentleman there with him, also not that old, because he was surprised.
Well, he does have two brothers who passed as well.
Sense?
One was before and one was after.
Yeah, because it's like he was surprised he showed up there.
Oh,
Like
that
what
could be.
wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep, that could be.
yeah, because it's like confused him, like, what's he doing here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're really not messing up, you know. You're doing okay.
Good.
Because he's telling you, like, you're doing okay. Who's he connected to with a helicopter? I don't think they're flying it, they're building it.
Well, he disappeared and they looked for him in a helicopter.
Yeah, because I keep hearing a helicopter.
There
Look,
was
I
a-
remember the bank and I remember the whole thing.
There was
Okay.
a helicopter that looked for him.
Yeah, because I keep hearing a helicopter. He's the guy who kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, it's really strange. He's the second person that I had talked to. This winter, my wife and I were searching for someone that disappeared also.
Oh.
He's so sorry. He's so, so sorry. None of this was about you, you know. A lot on his mind, but he's so, so sorry. He's not cold anymore. I don't know what that's about. Blood,
It was winter.
yeah, but I'm not cold anymore. Where he is, he's fine. Sorry I can't give you a lot on him right now. By the way, the insurance company was wrong, you know. The insurance company was wrong. I don't know what that's about, but he's talking about an insurance company.
I don't know either. Because they didn't do anything wrong.
No, that's not it. There's
Oh.
something, I don't know, that's something you may find out later,
Oh.
but he said the insurance company was wrong. I don't know what it's about, okay? And why a cruise ship? Yeah, somebody you know is going on a cruise.
I don't know anybody.
Well, unfortunately, it may not be you. But I expect to hear news about somebody going on a cruise ship. Because he's going, can you imagine that? They're going on a cruise. He's just chatting at the moment. You wonder, like, why is he chatting about stupid stuff? Kind of like he's nervous. Kind of feels like he wants to talk, but almost can't explain things yet. There was a lot of confusion in him at one point. I could feel the confusion.
Yeah.
But he is sorry. Okay? And he's not a bad man.
Right.
Understand that. Never meant to hurt anybody. And I don't mean physically.
Right.
I was supposed to say thank you. Okay? Sorry I can't give you some poignant message, but
That's
there's
okay.
a thank you.
That's okay, thanks.
I have to end the evening. I have to tell you, except for the dude with the sound equipment on. I don't know who you had that had the heart attack, but I got a guy coming through that had a heart attack who wanted to say hi to you. Yeah. All I know is I got somebody that's coming through going like, make sure you say hi for me. Got a really booming feeling on this guy. So he's like larger than life. And he hasn't seen you for a while. He just wanted to let you know, hey, I'm okay. And evidently you're an okay guy. I love this. It's almost like,
You know, when you were here before, you connected me to him.
sorry. Evidently he really liked you.
Yeah, it's a good guy.
Because he just wanted to come back evidently and say hi. He always took the time to talk. He never snubbed me. And he liked that, you know. He just took the time to talk. You're always a friend. Hey, don't worry. Someday, you got a long time here, but someday I'll see you again. Okay?
I hope so.
That's what I can tell you guys. It's been a fun evening. I want to thank everybody. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Oh, thank you.
Here we go. I think that's it.
I guess I'm ready to go home and take a nap.
Oh, that would be nice, right?
Thank you.